I received a letter today from somebody who has serious psychological diagnosis. He was grateful for one of my shirim, and I promised him that I would give chizik for this very challenging nisoy. A person can be diagnosed with bipolar, borderline, depression, schizophrenia, all these diagnoses. At the end of the day, what a person is really going to do with their life, how a person is going to act, where their life is going to go, depends on one thing. This is what the Sifrei Kabbalah teach us, that the highest of all spheres is Kesser. And the way that a person accesses Kesser, the way a person connects to that sphere is through Ratzon. The deeper your Ratzon is, the stronger your Ratzon is, the more you connect to Kesser. Sniper said an amazing thing. A person with a psychological diagnosis might think that they are at a major disadvantage in life, in shidduchim, whatever challenges they might be facing. But Stipe said really the truth is just the opposite. Such a person has the greatest potential because it's those, I don't want to use the word swings, but it's it's that momentum. The diagnosis, the challenge gives a person great momentum. And every single neshama, whatever difficulty, what challenge it was given that for a purpose, because that is ultimately the way that neshama can come to the highest level of sanctifying Hashem's name in this world. And therefore, someone who has such a diagnosis should know that he can reach a level of Kvod Shemayim that no one else can reach, number one. For number two, his connection to Kesser will be like nobody else's. The more difficult your challenge is, the more you have to work, the more you have to bring out high levels of shuk, of desire, in order to get what you want. In order to, that is Kesser. That is a Gilead Ratzon, and that is something that people who have these difficulties can really, really achieve. But it's a lot of work. You need more Ratzon. The more difficult the challenge is, the more Ratzon that you need. So, first of all, I daven, I give a bracha, for whatever that's worth, to all individuals who have a diagnosis which makes their life difficult. Right? Number one, try not to be depressed about this. Try to realize that this is in fact a gift from Hashem to bring you to the greatest level of perfection and divine honor that you can possibly achieve. That's number one. But number two, try to reach deep, deep inside your heart. Get to those recesses which you didn't even know exist. Deep in your heart, and there you will find a buried treasure. And that's your true Ratzon. And if your true Ratzon is to come to Hashem, afal pi, that you have this difficulty, to understand that Hashem did not give you this life challenge to destroy you or to hurt you, but rather to bring out the greatest level of divine honor possible. If you can uncover that treasure chest in your heart, then Bezrat Hashem, you will be zeicher to get to this level of Kesser. And when you get there, all tefillos are answered. I know, because twice in my life I for sure got there. Yeah, twice in my life I for sure got there, and immediately my tefillos were answered. One of them was my sefer, my book Praying with Joy. When I finished the book, I went to a certain publisher, and they refused to publish it. He said, "You won't sell 500 copies." And I was devastated. I cried out to Hashem, and immediately decided to change the format, title, everything about it, and Baruch Hashem, it sold very, very well, and we're putting out the 6th volume in the near future. The other time was a private matter, but we can all hit this place of Tefillah. I want to tell you something else which I recently experienced. It was something that was very, very important to me. I I could say here that my call was having a turnover. We have a 7 year cycle, and all the guys were leaving, and many people are moving now to Mount Beit Shemesh, wonderful community. And I thought, I'm not going to get any guys. Nobody's left in Yerushalayim. The rent is too high. It's just too high. I davened for 60 days straight that we should not only have a nice amount of rain, we should have good of rain. And unbelievable, it just turned out. And uh, just now, in this upcoming month, we have 10 or 12 new guys coming, and I'm flooded with applicants. And I realized it because it's been a year that I'm davening for the same thing. Shusha Pincus speaks about this in the Sefer Shar Mitzvah, just davening for something over and over and over again. The more passionate you are, the more you ask for it, the more you reach inside your heart and express your passion, the closer you will be to Yeshua. So, in conclusion, for everybody here who's suffering from psychological diagnosis, or it might be any health issue, or it might be parnasa, or it might be children or your spouse, or maybe your spouse has that psychological diagnosis. Whatever you really need. Number one, daven passionately, try to hit Kesser. Number two, keep up the tefillah over and over and over again. The more you daven to Hashem, the more you will see Yeshua. Shusha Pincus there brings some ice that have the no fakim about a woman who became a Baal Tshuva. Her husband wasn't as passionate as her. She really wanted her husband to sit in kollel and learn and become a Talmid Chacham. And she davened for not for days or weeks or months, years and years she davened, and slowly a transformation took place. He started learning more and more and more, and eventually it became a full-time Avrech. If you want it, you can have it. The more that you dive into Hashem, the more your tefillos will be answered. Hashem wants nothing more than to give you what you need. So please listen to these words that I heard from my Rabbanim. Chavetz Chaim, 90% of his answers, Reb Rebbe told me, 90% of his answers were tefillah. Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach said, tefillah is everything. Whatever you need, just poseach es yodechem v'sbila kol chayrot. So if you let go, you put it into Hashem's hands, He'll take care of everything you need. Hashem Yisbach should give bracha and tzlacha to everyone listening and everyone not listening. Everyone should have a gezunta el and a kasiva teva. Please join us each morning for this chazuk at the Kaifel. Amen. Gain to